Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's edition of our English newscast on Info Television. We kickstart with our top stories. The International Day of Rural Women is observed every year on October 15 to recognize rural women's crucial role in agriculture. And with the poor performance witnessed in Yaoundé against Angola during the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier games, Cameroonians are now questioning the competence of Mark Breeze as head coach. Those were our top stories. Details in a jiffy. Welcome back. And as you heard in one of our lead stories, the International Day of Rural Women is observed every year on October 15, and the day aims at recognizing rural women's crucial role in agriculture. These women in Cameroon play an important role in food production supply. Mimi Tiobo visited the Atanganambala and the Fundi market in Yaoundé and exchanged with these rural women. Her reports.
In celebration of the International Day of Rural Women on October 15, the rural women of Cameroon are taking proactive steps to empower themselves and their community by focusing on producing foodstuff, not only showcasing their agricultural powers, but also contributing to food security and economic stability. Visiting the Fundi and Atangambala market in Yaoundé, we glimpse into the significant role rural women played in food production and supplied. As you see in the town, there are women who comes and supply them to us in the night, and here we sell them in bulk, and our money is given in express. Those who don't have money to buy, there is also confidence in relationship. She can come with 15 bags of potatoes. The variety and quantity of foodstuffs sold, such as cocoyam, cassava, plantain, and others, demonstrates their hard work and dedication to feeding their families and the community. In the BAM and Inubu, all this comes from the BAM. We buy in bulk, then we load everything and bring it here. The week that there is no foodstuff, the few people that have sell it expensive, since it is not in the village. As it rains, there are floats in the farms. The highlights of the challenges rural women face, including limited access to resources, infrastructures, and economic opportunity. Despite these obstacles, there continues to be the backbone of their community, showcasing their resilience and determination. The difficulties in the village. There are no roads. In our village, there are no roads. So the transport is really expensive because there are no roads. So you see, to succeed here in town, you are obliged to add prices of your goods to succeed because there are no roads. Supporting rural women and their agricultural endeavors has helped empower them to improve their livelihood and contribute to food security and economic growth.
Tomatoes and chilies have returned to the markets in Kribi after a while without these stable ingredients. The availability of these ingredients has brought a big relief to local residents who rely solely on these components for their daily meals. Agnes Ayok highlights.
After 48 hours of absence, tomatoes and chilies are now available in the market of Kribi, especially in the Balnier market. With the availability of this produce, prices have increased, with vendors putting 4 vegetable pepper for 100 francs and a little place of tomatoes for 500 francs. Some vendors explain the reasons behind this price hike. Producers say products are expensive. Now everything is expensive. Producers don't even have the means to work. We need a change. The roads are all blocked. Nothing comes in. People cannot bring tomatoes in the market because the roads are bad. Vehicles did not go out this Saturday. That is why there were no tomatoes in the market. In the meantime, the prices of some essential products in the Kribi market are increasing, a situation which is negatively affecting household budgets. All is not well. What are we going to eat? Everything has become expensive. It is not good. Even tomatoes, there are no tomatoes. They give you 5 tomatoes for 500 francs. While price stabilization efforts are underway, residents of Kribi must confront the reality as consumers witness the increase of basic commodities in the market, but the big question remains, at what cost?
Today, October 15, the world marks the Global Hand Washing Day as attention turns to the hygiene in schools where young learners strive to maintain between good hygiene practices despite limited resources. Jessica Ndiwum visited some schools in the city of Yaoundé and discussed with teachers. Her report.
In some schools in Yaoundé, children vulnerable to contagious diseases line up at small sink, eager to practice daily hand-washing hygiene. For these young learners, hand-washing is more than a school routine. It's a life-saving habit protecting them from common illnesses such as diarrhea and among others. Teachers say children are enthusiastic about hand washing, but lack of consistent access to clean water and soap remains a major challenge. At our school, we have a water tap and we make sure children wash their hands at key times. Before meals, after recreation, and after using the toilet. Every child must clean their hands. We carefully supervise to ensure that each children washes properly before returning to the classroom, helping to maintain good hygiene and protect their health. Every morning, before starting the day, the children first go to the toilet. After using the facilities, they wash their hands before collecting their snacks. Later, during activities where they handle materials like stones, they wash their hands again before returning to their classroom work. This routine helps maintain hygiene and keeps the children healthy throughout the day. Practicing regular hand washing is crucial for maintaining good hygiene among young people and preventing disease spread in schools.
I actually carry water I bring inside my class, and I try to wash my children their hands after eating, even after going to the toilet. I constantly make sure that when they are done, either from the toilet or they are done eating, I actually wash their hands immediately and look for a tissue and wipe their hands. We don't really have the things that we are supposed to use, like the bucket, the sink, but the small that we can try, like to carry water in the container, wash our hands with it.
With proper support and awareness, daily hand washing can protect young learners from illness, reduce absenteeism, and build lifelong hygiene habits.
Away from that, the deplorable road condition of the Elumdem neighborhood in the city of Yaoundé has made circulation difficult for pedestrians and drivers. Meanwhile, some youths of the neighborhood are using this opportunity to earn money. Mimi Tiobo visited the area and brought back the following report.
The Elundem neighborhood in Yaoundé 6 subdivision is grappling with severe challenges stemming from abysmal state of its road infrastructure. Heavy flooding renders the roads perilous for both pedestrians and drivers alike.
The situation we have at hand here is too much. It is not more comfortable for the people that are living here in Elumdem. I've been here since 2013. I bought the land here in 2009, but we do not have this situation. But because of the situation of Azakam and any other thing that is happening around here, even the bridge that they say that bridge is too small, the people living here, they are not more comfortable. I don't know if the government have forgotten about the people of Elumdem or they still remember us. But what I surprise is only that you always see people of the council that will come to collect tax here. It is not normal. How can the council come to take money from people that are having stores? They will look for people that they have open stores on Thursday, of which they are not able to arrange a road. We are not more comfortable here.
Residents describe the situation as devastating, with impassable roads, non-existent sanitation, and virtually absent waste management. Residents are struggling to cope with the fallout from this neglect. The road is all spoiled. Every time it's rain here, we suffer. We are unable to cross since 5 o'clock. I was to go to the farm to help my mother. Here I am looking because I can't cross. I am scared. So we are calling on the government to construct a second bridge here at Elundem. We are very, very angry. The road is severely flooded, proving treacherous. Visible potholes and uneven terrain pose risks to safety and cause vehicles damage. Coping mechanisms, some youth resort to transporting people on their backs as a desperate means to earn money amidst the hardship. They carry me on the back. Arriving in the middle, I was even scared that I will fall in the water, that the water will carry me. It is really bad. I'm going to look for my child. I don't know how she will come back to school. I imagine that they carry me and also carry my child. That's suffering. I paid 200. Where I am, I can't go to work because of this water. The deplorable state of Elundem's road underscores the need for urgent action. While residents adapt, the situation poses significant safety and health risks.
The manipulation of public opinion on social media days to the announcement of the presidential election results leading to fake news and documents is a call for concern days after Cameroonians casted their votes. How can these false information and documents be distinguished and identified? Details in this report.
Online social media networks are rapidly growing and have become a huge source of all kinds of global and local news for millions of users. Although they offer great advantages such as unlimited easy communication and instant news and information, they can also have many disadvantages.
You can say, the fact that negative news spreads like wildfire through social media. The rate at which negative news spreads is not the same way positive news, something positive is going to spread. People are always drawn more to negative stuff, and that alone is one of the disadvantages of social media.
Days after Cameroonians casted their votes for the 2025 presidential election, the proliferation of fake news or documents on social media is alarming. Making the difference would go a long way.
One of the best ways to differentiate between fake news and the real news is to fact check. You have to cross-check the facts. Just because you see something online, it doesn't necessarily mean it's true. An example is from something that happened, was it 2 or 3 weeks ago, where somebody just woke up and put out an article saying that the UAE has banned Cameroon and 6 other countries from getting work visas and visitors visas into the UAE, which was a lie.
Experts warn that propaganda, misinformation and fake news have the potential to polarize public opinion, promote violent extremism and hate speech, and ultimately to undermine democracies and reduce trust in the democratic processes, while urging citizens to be on alert.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the 7 p.m. English newscast on Info Television. As Cameroonians await the results of the presidential election, the FSNC national president Issa Chiroma Bakari has been widely condemned for his unlawful outings, claiming to have won the election with the intention of inciting violence in Cameroon. The non-respect of the Republican values is forbidden according to the law of the nation. Phillips Enchi tells us more.
A few hours after the voting process of the 2025 presidential election, the presidential candidate of the Front for the National Salvation of Cameroon, Issa Chiroma Bakari, outrageously declared himself the winner of the 2025 presidential polls. His declaration, however, is legally baseless, as the Constitutional Council remains the only body authorized to proclaim election results. Issa Chiroma's social media outburst, urging Cameroonians to fight for their right, is widely condemned by the law and public opinion. His statements are viewed as insightful, divisive, and contrary to Republican values. In a country governed by the rule of law, citizens are expected to respect national institutions responsible for organizing and managing the electoral process. As Cameroonians go about their daily lives, they are urged to ignore calls to tribalism, acknowledged by many as the strategy of the desperate. Living together remains one of the country's greatest assets, a blessing to be preserved at all cost. Chiruma's remarks have reportedly sown seeds of hatred between citizens of the northern and the southern regions, a situation exacerbated by certain international media outlets amplifying his claims through repeated broadcasts. While Issa Chiruma continues to seek emotional sympathy from Cameroonians at home and abroad, incumbent President Paul Biya has maintained calm and respect for Republican principles, awaiting the Constitutional Council's ruling expected on October 27, 2025. Political observers believe Issa Chiruma's statements aim to provoke division and unrest, a move strongly rejected by peace-loving Cameroonians. Known for his controversial and inflammatory rhetoric, Issa Chiruma's recent actions comes as no surprise, reaffirming his reputation for promoting discord rather than unity, progress, and solidarity. Cameroonians, however, remain vigilant and patient, awaiting the official proclamation of results by the competent authorities in the days ahead.
And let's talk education, as second-year students of Tv Cameroun Garoua Boulay branch in the East region of Cameroon received their training certificates on October 11, 2025 after a 2-month training program in ICT. The laureates have been called upon to put into great use the knowledge obtained from the training, as you tell us in this report, Agnes Ayuk.
About 250 young men and women have received their training certificates this October 11, 2025 in Garoua Boulay in the East region of Cameroon. This after undergoing a 2-month training program in information and communication technology. Before, I did not know how to do anything in Excel, Word, Publisher, but today, thanks to the training from Tv Cameroun, I am able to do a lot of things. I am very happy to be part of the Tv training because in 1 month we learned a lot, and today, with the knowledge I have, I am really blessed. This training will not only help us on the academic level, but also on the professional level. It is an opportunity for us, and we were able to seize the opportunity. The young people were trained for 2 months to master artificial intelligence software such as PowerPoint, Microsoft Word, Excel, Publisher, computer-assisted presentation, and the responsible use of social networks. All these thanks to Tv Cameroun. Truly, it is something to be appreciated, the training of these children from the beginning. We say thank you to Madame Chantal Biya. We equally thank the permanent resident representative of Tv Cameroun, who instructed us to put the maximum to reach all the population, even in the most remote areas. And we thank also the very Honorable Kombo Berry for the arrival of the population in Garoua Boulay. By giving them their parchment, the promoter calls on the young people trained to take advantage of their knowledge by getting out of unemployment. We call on the young people to seize this opportunity to be able to create companies, because this certificate is already their future. I invite all these young laureates to continue the initiative that was launched by Tv Cameroun. The training does not stop on the day one receives his or her certificate. We continue to learn as long as we have not lost our lives, and it is only by learning that we improve. It should be noted that the training program is part of MIGEF 2035 set up by the First Lady of Cameroon, Chantal Biya, a program aimed at empowering women, young people, and children in Cameroon through digital literacy and skills development.
And in news out of Cameroon, the Middle East, fragile efforts towards peace are emerging. In DR Congo, the government and M23 rebels have agreed to form an international body to monitor the Shaki ceasefire. Meanwhile, in Gaza, 8 trucks are rolling through Rafah. Jessica Ndiwum compiled all of that in this report.
Qatar's foreign ministry calls the move a pivotal step and says the new body will investigate. In Gaza, 8 trucks began rolling into Gaza this Wednesday as Israel moved closer to reopening the Rafah crossing after a tense dispute over the return of the bodies of dead hostages. Israel had warned it will keep the crossing shut and restrict aid, accusing Hamas of delaying the handover. The militant group returned more bodies overnight, easing pressure on the fragile ceasefire that has halted 2 years of war and freed all living hostages. Israeli officials say preparations are underway to reopen Rafah to civilians and allow 600 trucks of aid through. The Palestinian Authority has also announced it is ready to take control of the Gaza side of the crossing. Rafah has been a vital lifeline for Palestinians, allowing critical aid and medical evacuations. An agreement with the EU Border Assistance Mission remains in place to help manage the crossing. In Israel, the remains of 4 more Israeli hostages arrived at the National Center of Forensic Medicine in Tel Aviv on Tuesday evening. They were handed over to the Red Cross in Gaza by Hamas, as Israel threatened to reduce aid into the enclave over delays to the release of the dead. This Wednesday, the Israeli military said that one of the 4 bodies released on Monday was not that of an Israeli held in Gaza. That means that the remains of 3 identified hostages have been returned so far, with the 4 that arrived on Tuesday evening still to be confirmed. Hamas is under pressure to expedite the return of the remaining 21 bodies, but both the militant group and the Red Cross have spoken about the challenges faced as they try to locate them. Gaza has been massively destroyed by the Israeli offensive, making recovery operations difficult.
And in sports, with the poor performance witnessed in Yaoundé against Angola during the 2025 FIFA World Cup qualifier games, Cameroonians are now questioning the competence of Marc Brice as head coach of the national team. Philippe Enchi took to the streets of Yaoundé and gathered the opinions of Cameroonians in this report.
Following a series of disappointing results by the Indomitable Lions in the ongoing 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers, many Cameroonians are beginning to question the competence of the Belgian tactician Marc Brice and his ability to lead the national team to North America in 2026. Although Marc Brice is still to record a defeat, football enthusiasts argue that his tactical approach showed little improvement compared to that of former coach Rigobert Song, suggesting that technically he is no better than his predecessor. As the road leading to Mexico, Canada and USA come 2026 becomes slippery for the Indomitable Lions, Cameroonians now own diverse opinion towards the team and its management. At the moment, I think Marc Brice is not the right person to manage the national team. It is advisable to look for a local coach, a Cameroonian by nationality, to overcome the challenges the team is facing at the moment. It is not only a white man that will come rescue the Lions. Cameroonians can also do the job and maintain the country's football position in the world of football. At first, Marc Brice was someone we could count on, but today he has proven that he is unable to manage the Indomitable Lions. At the moment, he is losing the support he had from Cameroonians. We are doubting if actually he will be able to continue as